A candlelight vigil brought people together in Savannah tonight to mourn two men killed in separate encounters with immigration and customs enforcement agents in other states. As WSAV's Isabella Baez shows us, organizers say the gathering was about more than remembering two lives. It was also a call for the community to stand together.
People who gathered here tonight say they might not have personally known the two men killed by ICE agents earlier this month or even lived in the same state as them. But yet they say they still mourn their loss.
They were sons, brothers, friends, and community members.
Candles were lit Tuesday night as community members gathered to remember the lives of Lorenzo Araujo and Johanna Guerrero.
Well, their lives were cut short far too soon. But today, we honor them. We say their names, and we remind ourselves that their lives matter.
Araujo was fatally shot by an ICE agent during a traffic stop in Houston. Days later, Guerrero was shot and killed by an ICE agent during an enforcement operation in Maine. Though their deaths happened hundreds of miles away, those who gathered Tuesday night said the loss is being felt far beyond those communities.
I saw a lot of pictures of Lorenzo and Johan, and I have to be honest, as a father and as a grandfather, seeing that little girl up there made me so angry.
Organizers also pointed to recent ICE activity impacting people with connections to the Savannah area, including the detention of a Savannah State University student athlete, saying those actions have left some local families feeling fearful and uncertain.
The community's the same, whether it's in Georgia, Maine, or Texas. We've also seen that the policies have reached Georgia, maybe not in the same ways, maybe not as violently, but we still have families being separated day to day here in South and Coastal Georgia.
Tonight's vigil ended with a moment of silence and a prayer led by Father Michael Cheney. Reporting in Savannah, I'm Isabella Baez, WSAV News 3, on your side.
New tonight, 3 people are now under arrest after a month-long investigation into break-ins at a vacant nursing home in Thunderbolt. The Thunderbolt Police Department says that 31-year-old Houston Schlerenzauer, 37-year-old Christian Schuming, and 48-year-old Matthew Hankey, all of Richmond Hill, are facing multiple felony and misdemeanor charges, including burglary and criminal damage to property. The charges stem from alleged break-ins at the former Thunderbolt Nursing and Rehab Center, also known as the Terra Nursing Home. Investigators later executed a search warrant at a hotel where 2 of the suspects were staying and say they recovered evidence. Police say the investigation is still active as detectives review that evidence to determine the full extent of the crimes. The former nursing home will remain under increased patrol and surveillance while the investigation continues. A 4th person has been charged in connection to a 2024 fire that injured staff members and inmates at the Jasper County Detention Center. The South Carolina Law Enforcement Division says that 37-year-old Kirsten Holmes has been charged with first-degree arson and criminal conspiracy. The fire broke out on a Saturday night in September of 24 at the Jasper County Detention Center. Authorities say multiple staff members and inmates were injured and taken to the hospital for treatment. 38-year-old Carlton German, 22-year-old Jamari Williams, and 29-year-old Jermon Walker have also been charged. Savannah's mayor is responding after Savannah-Chatham County Public Schools was named as one of the 20 school districts under review by the U.S. Department of Education over how districts handle reports of sexual misconduct involving staff members. Last week, the Education Secretary said civil rights data collection submissions from some districts raised questions about whether sexual misconduct claims were being addressed appropriately. Savannah-Chatham County Public Schools tell WSAV they are aware of the review and say student safety remains a top priority. Today, Mayor Johnson was asked about the district being included on that list.
I wasn't happy that my local school system was on the list, but I also am wise enough to recognize that a review is not an indictment, not necessarily an accusation. And again, I think and hope and expect that our school system will cooperate fully and let the findings end where they are, and then let's make the system better and tighter so that we're not on the list next year.
Mayor Johnson is also urging anyone who experiences sexual assault or harassment to report it. He says parents should pay attention to changes in behavior and feel comfortable asking questions when something doesn't seem right. New tonight, data centers could soon be banned from unincorporated Bullitt County. The Bullitt County Planning and Zoning Commission voted 5-1 tonight to recommend a text amendment that would prohibit new data centers and eliminate cryptocurrency mining as a permitted use in those areas. County Development Services Manager Mary DeLoach told WSAV before the meeting this is only the first step.
The Planning and Zoning Commission, they are a recommendation board, so this same text amendment will go before the Board of Commissioners on August 4th, and that is where the final decision will be made, whether to approve or deny.
County officials say the board can approve the proposal, modify it, or reject it altogether. The Chatham County Police Department is giving the public a new way to see how its flock camera technology is being used. A new flock safety transparency portal is giving the public a closer look at how the department uses its license plate reader cameras. People can see how many cameras are in use, which law enforcement agencies share data with Chatham County Police, how many license plates have been scanned in the past 30 days, and the department's policies for using the system. The portal also shows the types of investigations where flock searches have been used over the past month while keeping individual license plate numbers and personal information private. The portal also highlights cases where flock helped investigators, including the search for Quinton Simon and a recent stolen vehicle case that police say was solved within 30 minutes of the theft. The Flock Transparency Portal is available through the Chatham County Police Department's website or directly through Flock Safety's transparency page. A charter school in Chatham County is taking a major step toward expanding its future. Tybee Island Maritime Academy says it has purchased the former Thunderbolt Elementary School property with plans to create a permanent campus. The school's governing board approved the acquisition last month, and officials say the purchase was completed July 13th. This is video of their current campus. TEMA says the first steps will include removing old portable classrooms on the property and preparing the site for future renovation and construction. Officials say the move does not mean the school is leaving Tybee altogether. TEMA says it is continuing discussions with the city of Tybee and the Memorial Park planning team about its future presence on the island, but they are losing their current lease, so they do need to go somewhere. After making the switch to a new library system earlier this month, Effingham County is now moving forward with plans for a brand new library in Rincon. As part of the agreement, the county will acquire a portion of city-owned property for the future site. The remaining land will go to the Rincon Economic Development Initiative Board for future commercial development that fits with the city's master plan. Officials say the new Rincon Library will include more space for programs, improved accessibility, and features designed around the needs of the community. The project comes after Effingham County completed its transition from the Live Oak system to the Statesboro Regional System earlier this month. County leaders previously said the switch would give them more local control and the ability to expand services for patrons. The city says residents will have a chance to provide input on the new library's design as plans move forward. A timeline for construction has not yet been announced. Sometimes all it takes is one person to change a life. New tonight, a Lowcountry man is proving that after stepping in to help a tiny kitten when few others thought there was hope. WSAV's Isley Herschel with the story.
This is Maverick.
He has a lot of energy and he loves to run and climb.
He may look like an average kitten after a day at the vet, but his story goes far beyond that.
He was thrown from a vehicle on William Hilton Parkway, and he was then hit by two other vehicles.
That's most of the information Dave McGann got from a Facebook post just a few weeks ago, showing Maverick battered and bruised.
We saw his face and we knew that he needed us.
Maverick was only a few weeks old when McGann took him in. He was having a hard time finding a vet that would help him.
They mentioned quality of life and they start talking about putting him down, but as you can see, he's very wiry.
The Coastal Veterinary Clinic in Bluffton decided to help him out. Dr. Matthew Tenwold with the clinic says Maverick is suffering from a broken back, meaning he may have some difficulties for his whole life.
He had some pretty significant wounds associated with his back legs as well as his tail. Tail was damaged pretty significantly that ultimately required an amputation of the injured portion of his tail.
Even so, McGann spent almost $10,000 of his own money to give Maverick a second chance. He says Maverick will most likely need to spend his entire life in diapers because of his injuries, but he says saving him was definitely worth it.
I don't mind changing diapers for this guy, even if it takes the rest of his life. He's a fighter, and he needs a break, and he needs to be in this world.
In Bluffton, Isley Herschel, WSAV News 3, on your side.
McGann has a GoFundMe account set up to help pay for Maverick's medical expenses. You can find a link to that at WSAV.com.